What's up guys, FlamingVictini here. We're back on the Smogon server and I am going to be rushing right into this OST game. So this is game 2 actually of OST quarterfinals. I think quarterfinals, and this is Kratos Mana Anti versus Quaggsterrr. So Anti is going to have a Heracross Weavile team this round, and Quaggsterrr has some interesting Victini, Altaria, regular Scizor stuff. So looking at what has gone on so far, so we have a Victini that's taken rocks, an Altaria that's weakened, a Torn that's heavily weakened, and both of these Rotoms are in. So if Anti's Rotom is faster, that's going to be not so great for him, but if his Rotom is slower, that's going to be very, very good for him, and he needs to weaken this Rotom so that his Weavile can win. That's basically his game plan. Anti's game plan is to win with Weavile, unless that Victini is Scarf or something. If that Victini is Scarf, then there's a problem. I'm not sure if the Keldeo is specs or not. Let's see what we can figure out from going back here. Looks like we haven't gotten too far, so it is Heal Gold, Mono attacking ult. And let's see, with Sub Hera and what is this? Oh, that's what is secondary? I'm guessing that's Altaria. Anyway, U-turning, Rotom, Wisping, Cold Switching, Rocks. EQ, what is Dark Secrets? Dark Secrets, probably Dugtrio. There we see Quaggsterrr actually sacks his Torn in order to regain the momentum right here. So Anti is going to go into his Weavile. He's pressuring the Rotom to come back in and take a little bit of Rocks damage, and the Rotom, well actually, okay, so ABR says, so this is Scarf Victini. ABR does, I noticed ABR says, does Weavile take a Scarf U-turn, so I think Scarf Victini is a pretty suboptimal set. If you're going to be using Victini, you use Choice Band, or you use some mixed thing. So I already disagree with Quaggsterrr's team choice there, but it does work out for him in the fact that he can get in his Altaria right here, but the problem is he roosts, and Anti can just Voltage out into his Weavile, and this Altaria is definitely in range of an Ice Cold Crash, and Quaggsterrr doesn't want to take a crash with his Victini. He doesn't want to take a crash with his Rotom. Well, I mean, he doesn't, I mean, he can't take a crash with a Victini or a Rotom, or Altaria, but he can go to Rotom, but it'll take some damage, and that's not really that good for him. So I'm trying to figure out what set Anti's Keldeo is, but I don't think he went into it at all. Let me just find. Yeah, I don't think Anti went into his Keldeo at all. So we don't know what set it is, but looking at the nature of Kratos, Anti's team, I could definitely see it being Scarf. Definitely could see it being Scarf, but it depends on the Jirachi set. But I think Jirachi is the rocker, so I think it's Scarf Keldeo in this sense, in this way, so because he needs a little bit of speed, unless it was like Scarf Latios or something, because obviously I'm just jumping straight into this game. I just got home, so I'm just jumping straight in, and I missed game 1, which I'll go back and narrate the replay of this after the series is over without even looking at, so apparently this Weavile is Choice Band, and Anti does go for the knockoff, and actually gets a crit on this Rotom. So wow, that's a crit, and it only did 62%. I'm trying to think. That I'm gonna run a calc. On this. There's no way that's choice banded on a Rotom. Wash, OU Fizz Death, knockoff, crit, Life Orb knockoff crit to Fizz Death Rotom is doing 66, and that did 62, so that's definitely not a choice banded Weavile, definitely not. That is definitely not choice banded. I don't know what item that is then, maybe it's Lumberry, but that is 100% not choice banded, so Quaggsterrr can't just go to his Altaria here and Dragon Dance. And he does go to his Victini right here, forcing another U-turn, but now we need to know what Anti can do. Victini, OU choice Scarf. U-turn versus Weavile does not Okoi, that's Adamant Scarf Victini. And let's look at Altaria. OU offensive Dragon Dance. Ice Shard's doing about 50, that's a Life Orb. This doesn't even have Life Orb, let's just give it Lumberry, and Yeah, that's doing 40 to 47. So, and the Altaria was at 70 last time when it roost. So, it's at it's going to be at 60% when it comes in. So, but the thing is, it can roost on both Keldeo and the Rotom, unless Keldeo has Icy Wind. If Anti's Keldeo has Icy Wind, he's in an okay position. He can just, I think he can just afford to U-turn into his Keldeo. To switch into his Keldeo. And if Quaggsterrr does go to his Altaria, he can just spam Icy Wind. I'm pretty sure he can just. Yeah, okay, so let's say Quaggsterrr U-turns here and and Anti stays in, then Anti will win. Unless he like misses or something. But let's say Anti let's say let's say Quaggsterrr goes for the V create right here. There we go. So Anti does stay in with his Weavile on Quaggsterr's U-turn, and this is basically a guaranteed win unless he like does a lot of missing. So he just goes straight for the Icicle Crash, kills off the Altaria, and that's going to be the game. He can just Ice Shard to pick off this Victini. If he doesn't have Ice Shard, his Keldeo or Rotom should be able to clean off the game. So, yep, that's going to be the game. So Anti takes game 2 of the series. It's actually not Ice Shard, so that leads me to believe that it might be some SD variant. And he just goes to his Scarf Kelly right here, going to click HP Ice, I guess. So he does not have Icy Wind, but so he didn't even have Ice Shard to check the Altaria. So yeah, that was definitely, Anti definitely did need to oh, it's actually Electric, not even Ice, because it wasn't resisted. But so maybe it was Icy Wind, maybe it was, but I highly doubt it. So it could be, I don't know what H hidden power it is. It's just not Ice or Ghost or Dark or whatever. But it doesn't matter. So basically, I'm just gonna look at these before they start the next game. I'm just gonna look at what happened. So we burn this thing, turn 1, take a big hit, and Pain Split up, I see, and go back to Jirachi, which pretty much hard counters Altaria if it's not EQ, but that return did a hefty chunk, definitely. So Anti gets the momentum there into Heracross, and goes for the sub to get off a big Rock Blast on this Altaria, and then actually goes straight for the double return. So, wow, Anti's able to get that thing really, really low. I don't know how he heals that Altaria back up, but here we see he goes for a U-turn, gets a crit on Latios, very interesting, and gets to go to his Torrent, so he's basically chipping away at this Rotom. And he gets, there's the Defog Scissor. My god, that's so weird. But I sometimes it roll compresses really nicely when you need to. And let's see, Anti, that's how he roosts up. But Anti's able to keep up a lot of pressure. He loses his Jirachi to the Dugtrio. Well, pretty much loses it to the point where Altaria can beat it. But there's a Toxic as the hair action. Oh my god, Protect. That is nasty. That is a nasty Dugtrio set. Protect Toxic. My god. That is nasty. But this Scarf Victini, weird. But that's up to the game where we got. So yeah, I guess it was a pretty straightforward game. And my computer is heating up. Jesus Christ. I guess we can look for the replay right now. Quaggsterrr versus Kratos Mana. Let's see. Kratos Mana. Kratos Mana. Oh, is there no space? There we go. So let's see what they brought game 1. Quaggsterrr brings a really shitty looking balance team, and that pretty much, oh my god. You trying to get 6-0'd by Bisharp plus another physical sweeper? Literally just overload Hippowdon, weaken the Ferrothorn a little bit, and Bisharp just freaking wrecks Quaggsterrr. He has to have some Reflect type thing going on here, but I like Anti's team. Looks kind of cool, but I don't want to start narrating this game yet and then find that these guys have started game 3. But if this OST right at this stage is best of 5, so Andy has not won the series yet. He needs to win one more game. Quaggsterrr needs to win all 3 of the remaining games in order to advance to the next round. So seems like they have not yet started, I guess I'm just going to discuss the team matchup here a little bit. So, if that's Calm Mind Alakazam, that's very, very threatening on Anti's end. Quaggsterrr may have to... I mean, if he's not T-Wave Clefable, which I'd expect it to be T-Wave Clefable, but if it's not, he's going to be in a really rough time versus Calm Mind Alakazam, because Calm Mind Alakazam just does a massive number to Quaggsterrr's team. It just does a massive number. And Rotom can gain a lot of momentum for Heatran to come in with for Anti, but Quaggsterrr does have that Starmie. Now, I don't think Heatran would be Solar Beam Lure on this team. I think it would just be the Magma Taunt-Toxic Earth power set on Anti's team right here. Torn, it might be Life Orb, but I'm guessing it's AP. Amoonguss, if it's HP Fire Amoonguss, it can Fresher out Ferrothorn, and that means it might be able to get off a Spore. And once it's able to get off a Spore, Amoonguss can basically since it cripples someone, that might give room for Anti to break. Depending on if the Torn is Life Orb, that gives Anti a really, really great situation, because Life Orb Torn heavily pressures Quaggsterrr's team. And I mean, the thing is, Anti doesn't have much to abuse that Ferrothorn. If it was Rockstrand and SD Chomp, then I can see Anti having a much better chance at breaking Quaggsterrr's team. But otherwise, I can see Calm Mind Alakazam or Torn winning. Oh yeah, I don't know if I said this, but Anti did win game 1, so seems like they have not started yet. So I'm just gonna pause it until they do start. What's up, guys? We're back, and we actually got an OST series to watch today. So this is, I actually wasn't able to catch game 1, but this is Kratos Mana Anti versus Quaggsterrr. And I wasn't able to catch game 1, but I did record part of game 2 and game 3 and game 4. There was no game 5. So yeah, I was able to catch those games. I have not seen this game yet, so this is going to be completely fresh. And let's just delve right into it. This is going to be game 1, Anti versus Quaggsterrr. So I talk about the team matchup a little bit in my game 2 narration, but basically I think if Alakazam is Calm Mind, and it can really put a lot of pressure on Quaggsterrr's team, and Quaggsterrr's really going to need to utilize a T-Wave Clefable to beat a Calm Mind Alakazam, or maybe even like Powdon maybe to get off an EQ, or a T-Wave Starmie, like he's gonna, or Focus Blast Miss. Basically, I think Calm Mind Alakazam is really threatening to Quaggsterrr's team, but Quaggsterrr does not auto-lose to it, and Zam also needs to find an opportunity to Calm Mind on a switch or something. The Torn is also threatening if it's Life Orb, although I think it could definitely be AV Torn, but Torn is definitely still threatening to Quaggsterr's team. And yeah, I think Quaggsterr's end, like, if Quaggsterrr can just not be broken, then he can definitely just wear down Anti's team with hazards and stuff like that, so in winning attack. But let's just jump right into it. So Anti just leads off with his Garchomp, and Quaggsterrr leads off with his Powdon, so I'm assuming they're just going to trade rocks right here. As no, it is SD Garchomp, so this is the other thing I was talking about. I wasn't sure if it was rocks. I assumed it would be Stealth Rocks, Garchomp, and Magma Trap Tran. And Magma Trap Tran is not that amazing versus Quaggsterrr because of Starmie, but this is SD Chomp, and I think SD Chomp plus Rockstrand, maybe this is Rocks SD Chomp, but we don't know yet. But I definitely think SD Chomp is the right decision on this team. It just gives the team more breaking potential, and you already have a Heatran and Talonflame to check birds, I guess. You have an Amoonguss to check Lopunny and stuff like that, so plus offensive checks to stuff like that. So I think SD Chomp is definitely a nice choice on this team. As we actually see right there, that is a very Fizz-Def Powdon, as that is only, oh my god. Anti makes a mistake and miss-salves his team. What the heck? Come on, man, you gotta keep your Magic Guard. What are you doing? Oh my god, Quaggsterrr makes a funny joke right there. I don't bring Lock that often because it's probably Inner Focus Alakazam. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. But Anti's gonna have to suffer, basically he's gonna have to suffer an extra 18% with the Alakazam right there, but Quaggsterrr does gonna pivot. Oh, there's the Calm Mind on Anti. I mean, if that Heatran Toxic, that wouldn't have been good for Anti, but he's gonna get this is why I said Calm Mind Alakazam. Is it T-Wave? It's not even T-Wave Clefable. I think if you're running a team like this, you have to be using T-Wave Clefable. I tend to be so aware of Calm Mind Alakazam when I build fatter teams, like, oh my god. So, Calm Mind Alakazam is gonna do a ton of damage to Quaggsterr's team. I thought that Quaggsterrr would have T-Wave Clefable, so Calm Mind Alakazam wouldn't be able to do too much, but damn. That is ridiculous. So Quaggsterrr is actually going to go to his Mega Latias. I don't know if it tanks a Shadow Ball. I know it can tank a regular Shadow Ball. And whoa, it tanks a +1 Shadow Ball very comfortably, considering it's +1 and super effective. That's ridiculous. I know it can tank a regular Shadow Ball, but that's a boosted Shadow Ball. So I'm actually kind of surprised the Latias took that. Do we see a knockoff right here? No, we just see a Hurricane. And the Torn's going to take a little sand right there. And I think Anti's kind of have to U-turn out. As we see, it is AV Torn. No Life Orb craziness. I think that's what makes sense. And he's going to bring in his Heatran as Quaggsterrr actually goes for the Magma Storm. So this might be... Oh, they're both... I think Anti's is a fast Rocker Tran. As he actually is not going to risk a speed tie with that Heatran. And actually going to pivot into his Rotom. Makes sense. You don't want to necessarily risk speed ties. And does he Hydro Pump right here? Or does he Volt Switch? He does just Volt Switch. If I was Anti, I would have Hydro Pumped, but, well, maybe not, because the threat of letting Latias recover up or getting Clefable recover up is not that great, and he does get a Safe Switch to Garchomp. Now, getting a Safe Switch to Garchomp definitely is big, as he's gonna go for the sub, so this is actually Sub-Select Chomp. That is a very, very interesting. I like Sub-Select Chomp. It's a good set. Well, it's not the most amazing set in terms of breaking, but in terms of sweeping potential, it has a lot. It can do a lot. So Quaggsterrr makes the nice play right there, going for the Leech Seed. I definitely agree with that, just because Anti wouldn't want to. Anti wouldn't want to stay in with his Garchomp, and because Anti can tank a Gyro Ball, but if he subs again and Quaggsterrr goes for the Gyro Ball, he won't necessarily be able to tank a Gyro Ball from that range. So Anti is just going to go for the rocks, confirming that he is indeed Rocker Tran. This looks like it's going to be fast, especially since it's a little Bisharp weak. I think Anti's team is good. Well, it looks cool. It's definitely weak to some threats. It relies on a Mungus to beat a lot, I think, actually. But I think it's a very interesting team. I kind of like it. I like having Sub-Select SD Chomp, Calm Mind Zam, and then like the rest of the team. Just I think it's a really interesting combination, but it seems like Anti's just spamming knockoff as the Starmie is spamming recover. I'm not really sure what this is accomplishing, but Anti finally goes for the Hurricane, gets the confusion and the full confusion. Oh my god, that definitely is going to play a role in this game. So does Anti go for... No, he just goes for another Hurricane and confuses the Heatran too. Oh my god, if he can get off a knockoff right here, no, he just goes straight for the U-turn. Not going to risk a burn. And he goes straight into his Rotom, which is toxic, so it can't get burned right here, as the Heatran does get hit itself in confusion. So if Anti pulled off a knockoff right there safely, that would have been a major for him, because Heatran really relies on leftovers recovery for a lot of things. But Anti's able to go for another Volt Switch on this Clefable and bring out his Torn. And yeah, this is what I was saying. Torn can really beat down on Quaggsterr's team, especially once that Starmie got crit. It's not crit, but got confused and hit itself, putting it in range of another Hurricane. So Anti's able to grab one kill right there and U-turn straight out of this Heatran into his Rotom again. This Rotom is definitely getting worn down. The Magma Storm plus Toxic plus... Oh my god, that's really going to wear down a Rotom. That really is, but... Oh my god, it's almost dead. That's ridiculous. But Quaggsterrr does go for the taunt. Is there a Hydro coming? No, he just goes for another Volt. I mean, Volt works too. I mean, Anti's just playing it nice and safe. This is very nice and safe, basically. And he gets in his Garchomp on the Heatran. Does he pull a switch into Latias? He actually pulls a switch into Ferrothorn. And Anti goes straight for the SD. Very nicely done right there. But I don't know how much did EQ do last time. I don't think it OHKO'd. It does not OHKO the Ferrothorn. Whoops. And the Gyro Ball activates the Slack Berry. Oh my god. Wait. What? Is this... What the heck? Huh? It's not Slackberry. That's ridiculous. Why is it not Slackberry? If it was Slackberry, Anti literally just won right there. I'm really not sure what the heck was up with that, but I guess that's just how it is. So he sacks his Garchomp right here. So this Heatran is definitely looking like he can be annoying. I guess Anti doesn't even have Earth Power. Maybe it's Will-O-Wisp Tran. I don't really know. But he goes into his Torn and now finally knocks it off. I would have done that earlier when he was confused, but there's the Magma Storm. Oh yeah, I forgot, it's not Lava Plume, so there's no burning right here, but he's gonna be able to U-turn out into what? He's gonna sack as a Moongus right here, I guess. and there's an Earth Power. I'm guessing Quaggsterrr just goes for a taunt right here. It's very, very safe. No, he goes for Magma Storm and misses. So, yeah, I was wondering how Anti exactly won this endgame. He definitely needed a little bit of luck right there. I think he needed a little bit of luck. Yeah, that Magma Storm miss definitely was pretty lucky. This Heatran is definitely looking like a major threat, because one of Anti's main ways of beating it would be Garchomp and Alakazam, so I'm not really sure why you wouldn't run Earth Power on Anti's Heatran, but it's evidently not Earth Power Heatran, so... Does he go for the... he doesn't even taunt this turn. Does he Spore again? No, he just Giga Drains. What? Okay, so... Clearly I'm missing something here. I know Anti wins this game. I just don't know how he wins this game. I don't know why that Garchomp wasn't Slack Berry. I thought that was pretty much the game, but... He goes into his Rotom, dies to the Magma Storm. Huh. I feel like Anti hacks this. Wait, how many Magma Storms does this thing have? It may be out of this confusion? Oh, he misses. And how many Magma Storms have been used? 13? Oh my god, that's definitely why Anti was able to win. Oh my god. Those Magma Storm misses were big. They were big. For sure, and yeah, that's pretty much going to be the game. Anti doesn't even miss Hurricane, so Anti's just straight luck. Anti is just pretty much, yeah. I think Anti got a little bit lucky this game for sure. I mean, Anti definitely played well game 2, game 3, game 4. Game 3 was, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but game 3 was kind of ridiculous, but yeah, Anti definitely got lucky right there. I have no idea why the Garchomp was not Slack, and I have no idea why it didn't even show a berry. Like, was it Sub SD Lum? Maybe it was Sub SD Lum because Quaggsterrr has a really big love for like Rotom or something. Like, I'm really not sure why you would be using Sub SD without Slack Berry. Like, it wasn't even Custap Berry. Like, Custap Berry is really, really ridiculous, but it wasn't even that. Like, I'm really not sure what was going on, but he might have missalved. Maybe he meant it to be Slack, but it wasn't. The Alakazam missalving into non-magic guard. How much did that might have mattered too? Because he used D-Pulse and it did 33% or something like that. Dragon Pulse did 34% to Alakazam. You can just count this right here. Mega Alakazam has good Spadef and it was at +1, so I have a hard time believing that Latias would have been able to do 50% with Dragon Pulse. And we see Dragon Pulse right here. Yeah, if Anti definitely didn't missalve his Alakazam right there, he might have even been able to win with that. Which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it, but it's true. If Alakazam didn't take that extra 12 plus sand on that turn he came in without the Magic Guard, I think he might have been able to win straight with that. And if he had Slack Berry on his Garchomp, he would have been able to just win with that, but I guess that's how it is, and he's able to claw his way through Game 1, and I'll be back with Game 2.